Hi, I'm Dr. Robert Mather, and today I'm going to give you a quick tour of the cerebral cortex. And so, the cerebral cortex is the outer gray matter of the brain. It's got all the folds and wrinkles, and it's what makes a human brain look human to you. If you look at other animals, they don't have the same amount of cerebral cortex. We've got four different lobes of the brain. We've got the frontal lobe, which is up here, and it holds the prefrontal cortex, the parts that kind of make us human in the way that we think, and it also has some parts that go with movement. We've got the parietal lobe back here. We've got the occipital lobe all the way at the back, and we've got the temporal lobe here near the temple. And so the different parts of the brain and the cerebral cortex house all of our senses. So we've got a primary and an association cortex for each type of sense. So we've got a primary visual cortex, we've got a visual association cortex, and in all of those, the rule is the primary cortex is involved in bringing in the sensations from whatever the stimulus is. If it's vision, then it's light, and it lands on our receptors and it gets transduced and turned into chemical reactions that turn into electrical impulses as the action potentials work their way back to the primary visual cortex, and then the visual association cortex is where those things get put together into images, things that we can recognize, like you see your dog or you see your house or you see a face. Those get put together in the association cortex, and it works that way for all of the senses. And the auditory cortex is the same way. We hear information, and then it gets put together into voices that we recognize. That's the kind of the whirlwind tour of the cerebral cortex. All of those parts, when damaged, all of those parts can cause some very interesting deficits in perception, and sometimes completely losing it. Rather, you can have a stroke in certain part of your visual association cortex that leads you to only see the world in black and white, or to only see the world in black and white in half of your visual field, or to not be able to even remember things in color. All your memories have now turned black and white, and it's that way for all of the senses too. So the cerebral cortex is what makes us uniquely human. It's what really puts together our sensations and perceptions, and it's a fascinating place to be. And in future videos, I'm sure I'll talk about different parts of the brain that and how they connect to different perceptions that we have. Thank you very much. Check out some of my other videos.